Okay. Go ahead and turn in your grammar books to 49, page 49. By the way, I know that I already messaged, or I got a message from Sophia's mom. So I know that Sophia, you're going to do the summer classes with me. And then Lizbeth, if you're interested, you talk to your mom about continuing with me for June and July, and then let her know to text me through the Remind app, and then we can set that up. Okay. So, and then I am going to teach classes again next school year in August. So it's up to you guys if you want to do the class again. I can't believe it's already time to start talking about that, but we only have about like 7 weeks left, I think, and then we're done with the school year. So we're getting close already. And then I'll do a little bit of summer, and then I'll start again in fresh new class in August. So just to give you a heads up on that. Okay, page 49.
Miss Lori.
Oh yeah.
Are you going to be doing private lessons?
I don't know yet. I prefer doing it in a class setting.
Okay.
But are you talking about the same stuff, but just one-on-one?
Yeah, in like spelling, writing.
Oh, spelling and writing. I'll think about it, but I don't really have a spelling curriculum really. I've been mostly focusing on grammar and writing, but maybe you can email me what your thoughts are, and then maybe we can brainstorm a little bit.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, you're welcome. No problem. All righty, page 49. We're talking about verbs. Do you girls know what a verb is? Lizbeth.
It's an action.
Very good. It's an action word. Very good. So like sitting or talking, walking, running, jumping, or it could be like swimming, any of those things that you actually do. It's an action. And it also, you'll see right here, it links the subject to another word, or it helps another word. So later, you're going to learn about linking verbs and helping verbs. But today, we're focusing on action verbs only, okay? This week, you will learn about action verbs, and action verb shows action or ownership. To determine if a word is a verb, use the verb test. And I'm going to tell you what that test is in just a second. Every verb has a subject. The subject and the verb SV belong together. And that just means anytime you have an action word, you have to have somebody doing that action in the sentence. You have to have that, and that's the subject. So just so you know, the subject and the verb, they go together. And on the side here in your book, you can see where it says verb test. And it says I blank, and then it says it blank. Those are the two tests. So if I say I swim, that works. I play, I study. But what if the word is blue? I blew. Now, Lizbeth says, no, that doesn't work. Or I table. That doesn't work. Or I run. That works, right? Because that's something you're doing. So that's a little test. You can also use it. It drips. Like if you're talking about the faucet is dripping, you could say it drips, and drips is a verb. Or it leaks, something like that. So if you can fit the word in this test, that usually means it's a verb. So that's just a little trick you can do to check. Then it talks about the subject. And remember, I told you the subject is the person or animal doing the thing, or it could be an object like a sink or a shower or hose or something like that. It's dripping. So the subject is the thing doing the thing. So a subject is a noun, or it could be a pronoun that performs a verb action. It tells who or what the clause is about. To find a subject, ask who or what is doing the verb. Who or what is doing the verb. And so only nouns and pronouns can function as subjects. When the subject is a pronoun, it will be one of the subjective case pronouns I, you, he, she, it, we, they, who, or which. So those are, don't worry if you're not sure what subjective case pronoun it is, you'll learn more about that later. Just know that when you have a verb, you have to have a subject with it. So they go together. That's the main thing you need to remember. In this book for your homework, you're going to find it. You're going to read the sentence and look for a word that shows action. And then you're going to ask who or what is doing the action. And you're going to write a V. What do you think V is going to stand for? What is V for? Above each. You see it, Sophia? What's this word?
Verb.
Yes, so you'll write a V, and that symbolizes a verb. Yes, good, Lizbeth. I see your chat there. And then an S, what is the S going to stand for? Above each. You know this word?
Subject.
Yes. So V for verb and S for subject. So it's going to go like this right here. The soldiers met at the castle. That word met is a verb. See how they have a V there for verb? And then if you ask who met at the castle, the soldiers met. So that's the subject. See how they're together like that? The soldiers met at the castle. Okay, moving on to who, which clause. A who, which clause contains a subject and a verb, just like we talked about, subject and verb up here. The subject of most who, which clauses is who or which, but sometimes the subject is another word in the clause. Read the who, which clause and look for a word that shows the action. Ask who or what is doing the verb. You're still going to write V for verb and S for subject. Here are your two examples. The king had one daughter who wanted many things. So notice the parentheses around who wanted many things. So parentheses are those little curve marks at the end. You see that right here, here, and here. Those are called parentheses, okay? This is called a who clause because look what word it starts with. It starts with the word who. Who wanted many things. Now, wanted is the verb. So we're going to put a V above the verb. And then who is actually the subject of that clause, who wanted. The next example says, her bag looked like the bag which the soldier owned. So we have parentheses around the which clause. See where it says which right here? Which the soldier owned, and owned is a verb. That's an action. And then if you ask who owned it, the soldier owned it. So the soldier is the subject and the verb is owned. All right. Let's go on to the back side of that page. So it's page 50 now. This is one of the things that's really difficult about the English language. And Spanish, if you know any Spanish, Spanish is actually an easier language to learn than English. English is tricky because we have exceptions to the rules. We got lots of rules in English, but then we've got things that break the rules, right? So in English, sometimes things just don't make sense. I'll tell you that. But here, we're going to talk, it says, think about it. Many words can be used as different parts of speech. However, a word can perform only one part of speech at a time. For example, light can be a noun or adjective or a verb. So that word light can be different parts of speech. And by the way, parts of speech is what we've been labeling, like nouns and articles and verbs. All of those in English are called parts of speech, okay? And today we're going to talk about that word light. Did you know that light could be a noun or an adjective or a verb? That's what makes English tricky, right? Okay, so look here where it says noun. The sentence says, the light hurt my eyes. Has that ever happened to you where your mom wakes you up early in the morning and it's still dark outside and she turns on the light? And you're like, no, that hurts my eyes. I bet that's happened to you before. So the light hurt my eyes. Or maybe you're out camping and your little brother or your little sister thinks it's funny to shine the flashlight in your face. Has that ever happened to you before? No, it's happened to me before. And when the light's in your eyes, it hurts. So the light is a noun. It's a thing. It's hurting my eyes. Okay. And it says in this sentence, light is a thing. A noun is a person, place, thing, or idea. This example is an adjective. The light rain was falling. So in that sentence, rain is the noun, right? The light rain. And we've been having a lot of rain lately, huh? Have you guys had a lot of rain at your house? Or where you are, Sophia? Has there been rain over there? Not too bad. Did you say something, Lisbeth? You're on mute.
I think last night it was a little.
It's been raining a lot. Yeah, last night. Yeah. I heard there's another big storm coming this week or this weekend, I think. Lots of rain. So light rain means a little rain, right? It's kind of like almost like a sprinkle when it's sprinkling outside, or it's just a light little rain. That is an adjective. That's describing the rain. In this sentence, it's the light hurt my eyes, but this one says the light rain was falling. So it's used in a different way there. And now down here, it's used as a verb. Look at this one. It says the lamps light the room. It's what the lamps are doing, right? It's the action. They're lighting the room. The lamps light the room. And so light is a verb, and it is the action. What lights the room? The lamps light the room. So the subject is lamps, and the verb is light. So there's an example of the word light used 3 different ways in English. All right, now let's get to our practice page here. This one. This is page 51. Lisbeth, can you read the sentence, please?
After a few minutes, she asked him about his unusual bag.
Nice, good. Okay, the vocabulary word is unusual. And unusual just means not common, not very popular, it's rare. Okay, so unusual bag. So I don't know why it was unusual. Maybe we'll find out as we go through the story. But that's what unusual means. So let's go ahead and put a check mark by vocabulary here, because we know what unusual means now. And you know what to do right here. Go ahead and write these words in. And then I want to see if you can find the article by yourself and put AR on top of it. Good. Okay, so Sophia, let's put a check mark here. Help us find the nouns. Remember, those are person, place, or thing. There's 2 nouns in our sentence. Do you know what they are?
She and him.
You're close. Those are pronouns. So don't forget those. Those are pronouns. But now I'm looking for nouns, which are things or people.
Bag.
Yes, that's a noun. Good. The other one's a little tricky. I can help you if you need help.
Unusual.
No, not unusual. That's going to be an adjective telling about the bag.
Teacher, did we forgot to read it?
No, Lizbeth read it. It says, after a few minutes, she asked him about his unusual bag.
Minutes.
Yes, that is a noun. Very good. Minutes. Okay. I'm going to have you do the pronouns too, Sophia, since you already said them earlier. What are the pronouns? Those are the words that you use in place of a noun.
Wait, what?
Tell us what the pronouns are in that sentence.
I forgot what a pronoun is.
A pronoun is a word that you use instead of the noun. Like if I said, Sophia went to the store, Sophia bought some milk, Sophia found her friend. If I keep saying Sophia, 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 it gets too repetitive. But if I use she, Sophia went to the store, she bought some milk, and she saw her friend. That's a pronoun. So she is a pronoun. Okay. So do you see one of those pronouns? And there's 2 of them actually.
She.
Yes, that's one.
His, or him.
Him. There you go. Good. Okay. Now it's Lizbeth's turn. Got the pronouns. Adjectives. Now remember, adjectives tell something about the noun. They might tell which one or how many, something like that. So do you see the pronouns in the sentence, Lizbeth? I mean, not the pronouns, the adjectives, sorry, the adjectives.
I see one. Unusual.
Yes. So we're going to put ADJ. Good. That's one. There's 2 more.
Few.
Few. Good. ADJ. Yep.
After.
Not after, but what about whose bag are we talking about here? Whose bag?
His.
His. That's an adjective. Good. That's all of them. Now, I'm going to tell you a little trick with these, because do you see you're going to be looking for the prepositional phrases? We learned about that last week. It's going to be easier if you wait to do that part last. So I'm going to skip down to subject verb pair, and then we'll do the prepositional phrases, and I'll show you why. So start with verbs. Remember, those are actions. So Sophia, do you see a verb that tells an action?
After.
Not after. That doesn't show action. So try to think of, look what's left here. You've got
About.
not about. How about this one? What's this one?
Ask.
Yes, that's an action, right? Because if you ask your mom if you can have a cookie, right? What you're doing is saying it with your mouth. Mom, may I have a cookie, please? Right? You ask, you do the action. So yes, that is a verb. Now, looking at that word, I'm going to ask Lizbeth this one. Here's the verb asked. And to find the subject, you ask yourself, who asked him about his unusual bag? She, good girl. So we're going to put S right above PR because, uh-oh, my pen stopped working here. Let me see. There we go. Because it's the subject and the pronoun. It can be both on that. Now we got that done. So you can put a check by subject verb pair. We did S and V. Now, this is where your last one is the prepositional phrases. And notice that all of these words have a label. We've got an article, adjective, noun, pronoun, verb, pronoun. This one does not have a label yet. And this one does not have a label yet. That is because those are prepositions. And that begins the prepositional phrase. So you're going to underline after a few minutes. That is the prepositional phrase. Remember, the phrase stops on a noun. So after a few minutes, that's the noun. The next prepositional phrase starts with about, because that does not have a label yet, and it is a preposition. So what is the whole phrase? Do you know what the whole phrase is, Lizbeth? Go ahead, Lizbeth.
About his unusual bag.
Yes, good girl. About his unusual bag. That's the whole phrase. Good, because it stops on a noun and bag is the noun. Awesome. So that's a little trick when you go to do your homework. If you're still trying to figure out what a prepositional phrase is, save that for the last thing you do. And that will help eliminate all the other words because you'll have labels on everything else. And then you can find the ones that don't have a label yet. Those are probably going to be prepositional phrases. Okay. And then to fix it, we need a capital letter. So which word, Sophia, needs a capital letter?
A.
The A in after. Good, because that's the first word in the sentence. So we're going to do 3 little lines. And then, Lizbeth, what do we need at the end of the sentence?
A period.
Yep, a period. Good job. That's it. We did everything. So now you can write it down below. You're going to start with your capital A. And go ahead and write your sentence at the bottom. Oh, you're done? Yay, both of you are done. Okay, so we're done with grammar. We can put that away. And now you need your binder and your homework, which was the fox and the stork. So you need your paragraph about the fox and the stork. Give me a thumbs up if you finished your paragraph about the fox and the stork. Good, Lisbeth. Did you get yours done, Sophia?
I did it.
You did? Oh, you did not. That's okay. You can turn it in when you're done with it, okay?
I'll turn it in today.
That's fine. Whenever you get a chance. I know you guys are traveling and it's probably hard to find the time to do all that. So it's okay. But Lisbeth, I'm glad you got yours done. So would you please read your paragraph to us? Okay, so before you start though, I want to make sure that you underlined one ly word. Did you underline one ly word? No? Okay, so we'll help you do that. And then did you give it a title? Does it have a title yet? Okay, so we'll help you with those two things. And Sophia, you can listen in so that when you get a chance to write yours, you can make sure yours has those two things too, okay? All righty, so I'm excited. Let's hear your paragraph whenever you're ready, Lisbeth.
One day, a fox invited a stork to dinner, and he served soup in a shallow bowl. Fox easily ate the soup, but stork with his long bill could not eat it. The fox was invited to the stork's meal. The fox and stork were having dinner, and the mincemeat was served. The stork easily ate while the fox can only lick, and the fox went away disappointed and hungry. The fox realized that he had received what he deserved and his bad treatment of the stork.
Yay! Really good. Let's go like this. These are called jazz hands, or this is how we clap. There we go. So you can see it in the screen. Good job. Very good, Lisbeth. I liked how you wrote that, and you did a great job with your words. So did you know I heard the word easily? That is an ly word, so you can underline easily. Okay, so what we're going to do is talk about how to make a title next, okay? Because we change the title after we write our own version of the story. So go ahead and get a clean piece of lined paper. We're going to write down some notes for class, okay? So you need lined paper like this. And you know what to do as far as putting your name at the top. So you're going to go on the top left and put your name right here. And then under that, today's date is March 16th, 2023. Okay. Wait till Sophia's got it. Are you almost done? Good. Okay, so now you're going to skip a line, and I want you to write how to make a title. How to make a title. Okay. Now, making a title is kind of fun, actually, and there is a couple of rules about how to do that. So when you're done writing a paragraph like you did for the fox and the stork, the first thing is you're going to skip a line and you're going to write repeat 1, 2, 3. That means 1, 2, or 3 key words from, and you're going to skip a line here so you can read it, the final sentence. So you're just going to write repeat 1 to 3 words from the final sentence. This is an A right here, by the way. There we go. Okay, good. You can keep copying, Sophia. So basically, I'm going to talk while you're writing that down. It's your very, 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 oh, good, you got it. Very last sentence of your story. You're going to pick 1 or 2 or 3 words from that last sentence to make your title. So since Lizbeth has her paragraph done, what I'd like to do is use her last sentence to come up with a title, okay? So go ahead and skip a line, and then I want you to put the word example, and then 2 dots like that. That's called a colon. And then you're gonna draw a line like this in the middle. I'll wait till you do that. You're gonna skip a line, draw a line there. Okay, now we're going to skip a line again, and we're going to pretend for a second that this isn't a whole paragraph that we wrote, but I'm just going to write the very last sentence. So I'm going to skip about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines. I'm going to go down here. And then Lizbeth, I want you to read to me again, just the very last sentence of your paragraph. What did you put for your last sentence?
And his bad treatment of the stork.
Say it one more time, the whole sentence.
And his bad treatment of the stork.
That's the last sentence. Okay. I thought that was part of the sentence before. So read your second to the last sentence.
That was the result and his bad treatment of the stork.
Okay, I couldn't hear the first part of that. Say it one more time.
That he had received what he deserved and
Okay, stop there for a second. Let's put that. He had received what he deserved. And then I'm going to help you with your last part of your sentence, because you said and of his bad treatment. And I think it would flow a little bit better if you said because of his bad treatment of the stork. I'm going to stop here so you guys can write that down. He had received what he deserved because of his bad treatment of the stork. I'll zoom in a little in case you need it bigger. There we go. And you might want to fix that, Lizbeth. You can just draw a line on your original, your paragraph where you have and of his bad treatment. You can just draw a line through it and change it to say because of his bad treatment of the stork. I think that would make it flow a little better, so it makes a little bit better sense at the end there.
Done.
Okay, good. And you fixed yours too from your paragraph? Go ahead and fix your paragraph so it looks like this at the end. Okay, so remember looking back up here with our notes, we have repeat 1 to 3 key words from the final sentence. And we're pretending that there's a whole paragraph here and this is the last sentence. He had received what he deserved because of his bad treatment of the stork. So we need to pick 1 or 2 or 3 key words. You know what those are because we've been working on those keyword outlines, right? So we could pick a word like bad and treatment. We could call this bad treatment, or we could call it Fox got what he deserved, because we could use deserved as one of our words, keywords from the final sentence. So that could be a good title. Fox got what he deserved. Or you could say bad treatment of the stork. Or do you see what I'm doing here? I'm looking at these words and I'm picking 1 or 2 or 3 words to use in the title. Do you have any ideas on what you want to title your paragraph? I think, are you typing, Lizbeth? Okay, let's see what she put. I think she has an idea. Or the bad treatment. Yeah. That could be a good title. Do you like that one? All right, let's do that. That could be the title. So up here where our line is, the bad, remember, capitalize the first letter. Treatment. So Sophia, when you get done with your paragraph, you can pick a new title for your paragraph too, okay? It can be something different. But the rule is you have to pick 1 to 3 key words from the final sentence. And the reason why we do that, did you get it? Good, yes, very nice, good job. Do you girls like to listen to music sometimes? Yeah, maybe in the car or when you're doing stuff at home, or maybe your parents listen to music and so you listen to it too. When you listen to music, a lot of times the song starts with a certain note or a certain sound or even a certain word, right? And then you go through the song and it's got all these changes and really cool. beats maybe with the drums and different musical instruments and things like that. But then when it gets to the end of the song, have you noticed that a lot of times they say the same thing again at the end? So they start with something and then they end the song with the same words over again. That is because in our brains, that makes us have what's called a resolve. So basically it's like a whole package, and we get the words at the beginning of the song, and then they come back again at the end of the song, and it's like, that was a good song. I really like that song, and it feels complete, right? Kind of the same idea as this title rule. So you start out by saying the bad treatment, and the whole time you might be thinking, what happened in the story? And you're reading about the fox eating the soup and how the stork couldn't eat the soup, and you don't know what that really means until you get all the way to the end, and it says he had received what he deserved because of his bad treatment of the stork. You go, oh, I get it, the bad treatment. And then you see it at the very end, his bad treatment. Okay, I understand now. So that's why you want to repeat the words, some of the words from your last sentence in your title. Okay, I have a few more things to talk to you about. So what I want you to do is turn this page over to the back side, like this, on the back. We're going to take a few notes on the back. But I have to ask you first, because I can't remember. Have we made a list of ly adverbs already for this story? Oh, Elizabeth says yes. Okay, then maybe you already have that. Do you know where your list is, Elizabeth? Look for your list of ly adverbs. Do you have it too, Sophia? Maybe it's at the beginning of your binder. You should have a list of ly adverbs. Do you have a list of ly adverbs? Words that have ly at the end. Oh yeah, you don't have your binder. That's right. Okay, I see yours, Lizbeth. Okay, so I'll help. We're gonna write down a few on the back. So Lizbeth, this is for Sophia because I know she doesn't have her binder, so that's okay. On the back of your paper, let's put a dash ly and then the word add, oops, if I can spell it right, adverbs, ly adverbs. Tell me, what is the first word on your list, Lizbeth?
Kindly.
Kindly. What's the next word?
Happily.
Happily. Good. We're writing this down. You don't have to write it, Lizbeth, because you know you already have the list. This is for Sophia. So we'll do two more. What's after happily?
Proudly.
Proudly. And then what's the next one?
Pleasantly.
Say it one more time.
Pleasantly.
Presently.
With an L.
Like that?
With an L right next to the P.
Oh, pleasantly. Sorry, Sophia. Hold on. We messed up. I messed up there. Pleasant. Like this? Pleasantly. Okay. Pleasant. When something's pleasant, it's nice. Okay. So these are called dress up words. I think we talked about them before because you have your list, but these are words that you can add to your story to make it sound really good, to give it style. Remember how we talked about like hairstyle and shoe style and car styles, different styles of writing. So when we add these types of words, it makes your writing sound even better, right? So Another word I want you to put, and I think you might have it later on your list, is sadly. Let's put sadly here. Go ahead and write that one, Sophia. Sadly. Now, turn your page back over to this side. And I want to show you how to add an ly adverb to your story. Because when you write yours, Sophia, you're going to have to find a spot to add an ly adverb. So we're going to practice with Lizbeth's last sentence here. Now, I'm going to look for a verb. Remember, a verb is an action word, right? Do either of you girls see a verb in this sentence? Do you see a word that's a verb? Which one shows action? He had received. So that word received is actually a verb, right? That is actually a verb. So he had received what he deserved because of his bad treatment of the stork. There's other verbs in here like treatment. Actually, that's not a good example. He got what he deserved. Okay, so he had received. Now, right before received, I want you to make this little mark like that. It's actually called a caret, even though it doesn't look anything like a carrot like we eat, right? It looks like a little V. But we're going to add a word between these two words, had and received. That's the little edit mark for that. And I want you to write the word sadly. Now, that sentence is a little bit different now. He had sadly received what he deserved because of his bad treatment of the stork. That adds some more information about that verb. He sadly received, right? Because he didn't treat his friend right in the beginning, and then it came back to him. And then his friend played a trick on him too. So this is how you add an ly adverb. You find a verb, and then you think of an ly word that can go right before it. Now, I'm going to tell you about one more thing. By the way, go ahead and underline sadly too. Because in your stories now, you're going to underline your ly adverbs too. Okay. Hold on, let me look at my notes really quick. Okay. Go back to the back side of this page here. And now I want you to skip a line again, skip 2 lines actually. And then I want you to write this. Who/which clause? Who/which clause? This is also another thing that you're going to start adding to your writing to give it more style, okay, to make it sound better. So a who/which clause is a clause that you add to a sentence. Okay, and let's pretend for a minute. Hold on. Okay. I'm going to say a sentence like this. I'm going to say, Lizbeth went to a party. Lizbeth was happy. Okay. Lizveth went to a party. Lizveth was happy. We can turn that into one sentence. So let's write it as two sentences first. So let's put, we're going to use your name, Lizveth. Lizveth went to a party. Lizveth was happy. Did you know we can put these together? There's a couple of ways you can do this. I'm just going to show you one way though. Whenever you're talking about a person, like Lizveth is a person, right? You're going to use the word who. If you're talking about a thing like a computer, you're going to use the word which, okay? But since we're talking about Lizveth here, Lizveth went to a party, Lizveth was happy, I'm going to use the word who. So underneath this, I'm going to change it a little bit, and I'm going to put Lizveth, comma, who went to a party, comma, was happy. See how I changed that into one sentence and I use the word who. The other thing I want you to do is just underline who, just who, not the whole thing, but just the word who. So the two sentences, Lizveth went to a party, Lizveth was happy. Now I made it into one sentence. Lizveth, who went to a party, was happy. See how that made a new sentence? And it sounds better. It sounds has more style to it. That's what I'm trying to show you girls, is having style. So whenever you add an ly word and a who which clause to your story, that adds style to your story. Now let's do a sentence for Sophia. Let's say Sophia went to the zoo. And then we'll put Sophia had fun. Sophia went to the zoo. Sophia had fun. All right, now I want you girls to think about how can you turn those two sentences into one sentence and use the word who. See if you can figure it out. Sophia went to the zoo. Sophia had fun. So I'm going to give you a clue. I'm going to give you a clue. I want you to start with the word Sophia, put a comma, and put the word who. See if you can finish that using these two sentences. So we have Sophia went to the zoo. Sophia had fun. So here we're going to change it. We're going to combine it into one sentence, and we're going to use the word who. So what do you think, Sophia? How can we do that? Unmute so I can hear you.
Sophia, who went to the zoo, Sophia had fun.
You're super, super close. I like that first part. Sophia, who went to the zoo. Let's put that. I like that part. and then do another comma because the commas go around it, okay? So Sophia, who went to the zoo, and instead of saying Sophia again, you don't have to say.
She?
You don't even need she. You can just put had fun. Had fun. So now it says Sophia, who went to the zoo, had fun. See how that works? Sophia, who went to the zoo, had fun. So we can combine those two sentences into one sentence. Okay. Now, I wanted to go through those two things with you. So I'm thinking, because it took me a while to explain all of that. I think what I'm going to do is I am going to just assign grammar for your homework this week. I know Sophia still has some catching up to do, so you can use this week to catch up on your paragraph. Okay, Sophia? But I'm not going to assign any new writing assignments this week. So Lizbeth, all you have to do is your grammar. And then Sophia, you need to do your grammar and your fox and stork paragraph. Okay. And then next week, we're going to start a new story. And we're going to learn about camels next week. Oh, there is one more thing I want you to do really quick before you go. This page 27, it's yellow. Oh, you're not going to have it, Sophia. That's okay. You can fix it when you get home, okay? Because it's in your binder. This page, unless you made a copy of it, I might have sent it to you. I can't remember. It should be at the very front of your binder, Lizbeth. Do you see it there? Okay, good. So, Sophia, do you have this one? No, that's okay. Do you have anything?
Well, I don't have it with me right now.
Yeah, that's okay. I thought maybe I made a copy for you. I thought I emailed it to you, but that's okay if you don't have it. So what do you have for number 1, Lizbeth, on here? What does yours say? Do you have anything on there yet? Okay. So I want you to write next to number 1, I want you to do a -ly and then the word adverb.
But
That's my page.
Miss Laurie,
I thought I might have emailed it to you, but I might have forgot this one.
Miss
But
Laurie,
that's okay, because you'll do it when you get home, because we'll add to it later and by the time you get home, so it's okay.
Miss Laurie,
Yes,
what page is that?
it's page 27. It's yellow in the binder, but I thought maybe I stuck it in your packet. It's page 27. Can't remember if I did or not.
No, we don't have that one.
Okay, sorry about that. But she can fix it when you guys get back
Okay.
home. Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, no problem. So then the next one for number 2, this is where we're going to put who/which clause. So I wanted you to see on this page, these dress up words. Notice that there's going to be 6 of them and you only have 2 so far. But I'm going to talk to you more about this when we read the next story about the camels, because we're going to talk about how to add these words to your paragraph about camels, and it'll make your story have a lot more style when you use those types of words. Okay, but I want to make sure you got it on this list too. All right, that's all we have time for today. So again, your homework is only grammar this week. So you're going to do pages 52 to 54 in your grammar. And then Sophia's going to finish her fox and stork. And then I'll see you girls next week on Thursday next week.